Greetings, my beloveds. Welcome back to my channel. This is AniKa Faye, the Violet Flame Intuitive, back with another one. And this one is for a client of mine who is asking for advice on a business matter. This will be my first posting of an anonymous client reading on my YouTube channel in a series of client postings that I will be doing as I receive requests to do so, and with permission, of course. The way that I do this type of reading is I use one card for inspiration based on the request. In this instance, this business advice comes with feelings about morality, integrity, honesty. So together we have chosen to program the Lily card as the card of inspiration for this reading. The Lily card will represent what the querent would like to know about any messages or guidance from Spirit that align with her feelings related to the energies represented by the Lily card. So I will pull 5 cards after I shuffle, starting first with my search for the Lily card in the deck. I will pull the 2 cards before the Lily and place them behind the Lily, and the 2 cards after the Lily I will place in front of the Lily. We will read those 5 cards and then pull clarifiers for each of those cards to delve more deeply into the messages. To my dear client, gratitude to you for allowing me to post this reading online. I am indeed looking forward to hear and see and feel what comes through for you, and it is my intent that it will be beneficial to you on your business matter and your spiritual journey generally. I will be pulling cards from the mystical Lenormand, my favorite Lenormand deck, and I will be pulling oracle cards at the end from the Prism Oracle to summarize the energies that we glean from the reading. So let's get started. We're going to give a good shuffle and a prayer here. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So be it. Like I said, we're going to be looking for specifically the Lily card to start. There it is. We'll take the 2 cards behind it. And the 2 cards that would have come in front of it. Place this deck to the side. We'll be pulling clarifiers off the top of this deck as needed. So what we have here to start off with is the mountain, the tree, the lily, the ring, and the whip. The mountain is a delay or an obstacle or a blockage. The tree is a little more complicated. The tree can be overall well-being, vitality, could be health, could be family, could be something that has been growing for a long time, as trees do. Could be ancestral. We already know the Lily card is about morals, integrity, honesty, purity, truth, values. We have the ring here, and this is about commitment, cycles, closure, perhaps. And we have the whip card here, and this is about a couple of things. It could be something that happens repeatedly, as the whipping motion represents, or this could be conflict or tension or arguments. So let's see here. Well, I happen to know that this particular client is in the business of overall well-being for humanity. The tree card being a card that embodies overall well-being and vitality. I'm going to go with that for this reading. The mountain suggests that there is an obstacle that is related to this person's occupation of cultivating wellness. And it is an occupation that she does in close alignment with her values to assist in the improvement of the health in mind, body, and spirit of humanity. Something is raining on that parade. The tree with the lily is who she is what she has dedicated her life to over a long period of time. Something that she feels very passionately about. And also the lily card does represent passion. She is very passionate about people being in good health and doing her part to assist people in achieving that. And something is threatening that. Something is making that difficult for her. Something is standing in the way, if you will, of her work. And this ring here shows that she has been committed to this work for a long time. She has been married, in fact, to this work. In fact, her work is integrated with who she is. She is her work, in a sense. It is not separated from her in any way. She embodies her values as a healer. And she's very passionate about that. And this passion in these three cards is encased in both difficulties and tension. And this is something that keeps coming up with the whip card. It happens over and over again. It's not just a one-time thing. There is an ongoing tension, an ongoing conflict that surrounds the work that she is doing. And it has created difficulties for her. And I'm hoping that this reading will give us some insight into how she might be able to neutralize the difficulties and the tension, such that her work can flow more freely without interruption or disruption or dis-ease, if you will. So let's pull clarifiers. I want to start with, what is the blockage with this mountain? I want to look more into what is the difficulty or the blockage here. We have the birds. We have the park or the garden. We have the moon. Birds represent, it's like a chatter and an anxiousness, like how birds, and there's birds in this tree here, how birds rustle in a tree. It's like an anxiousness. It's like an unsettling feeling. The park is a public matter, something that is public facing, something that is external. And the moon is about something that is being highlighted or promoted. It's about introspection and emotions and feelings around the matter, a reflection. This to me feels like there is a lot of anxiety in the external environment. We have had a lot of external stimuli coming through social media and what have you about various incidents that don't sit well with any of us. And the people are reacting to that in ways that show up as worry, anxiety, fear, anger, discontent. The news cycle seems dedicated these days to ruffling feathers. People are not happy. And this is something that has been illuminated for my client in her work. She deals with people who come to her to help alleviate stress and illness of all sorts in mind, body, and spirit. She reflects deeply on what their issues are and helps them to look internally to unearth what it is that is the root cause of their imbalance. She cares very deeply about helping individuals come back into balance. And we do have light and dark here, which makes me think about the duality with the dark owl and the light owl, the duality that exists here on our planet within humanity. There is good and evil. For example, there is light and dark. There is a contrast that is all around us, in our faces every day, that we must navigate. And my client is helping individuals navigate that contrast. It is a very difficult job, indeed. Difficult and necessary, I might add. My hat goes off to her for this work. So I feel like this first column is really about the type of work that she is in and the difficulties that surround that work. The tree here, which I said signifies that she is in the business of overall well-being, and she has been for a long time. She has been developing her modalities and methods for healing for quite some time, and it has not been easy. So let's clarify the tree here. So we have the mice and the anchor and the house. The mice is about loss or anxiety, something weakening. Next to the tree, it feels like disease. The anchor is about daily work, daily tasks, career, job. And the house is about security, stability, structure. This is a confirmation that my client is in the business of addressing disease. Usually these cards together represent dis-ease or disease. And as a matter of her work, she is in the business of addressing dis-ease. And with that, she has built a structure around how she works to address it. The mice also represent anxiety, just like the birds. So we have a confirmation here about the anxiousness within her clientele. And this is about her day-to-day work to interact with the public. And this is about the structure that she has built and how she is reflecting upon that structure to see how can she bring it more into alignment with her belief systems, her values, with integrity. And that's why this reading is keyed off of the Lily card. So this makes me want to go to the whip because I want to see what is it about the structure here that relates to this ongoing conflict in her work. So let's clarify the whip next. We have the clouds. We have the path or the crossroads. And we have the ship. The clouds represent uncertainty, something we can't see, something that is hidden, that is not readily apparent, or simply confusion. It's not clear. The path represents a decision point, a crossroads, being at a crossroads. And the ship represents a long journey. So this tension that the querent is feeling, this feels like an internal tension where my querent is uneasy because something is not sitting well with her internally, and she is at a crossroads over it and has been for a long time. It has come to a point where she can no longer stay on her current path. She is going to have to choose a new path. This is a choice that has been coming in for a long time. This is not something that this reading is telling her for the first time, and it's just now coming into her awareness. It has been coming into her awareness for a long time that she needs to change course. And it has caused internal angst. What should I do? There's this happening, there's that happening. How do I make sense of it all? And it keeps coming up over and over again. She may have tried already several things to gain clarity on which direction to go. Yet this cloud still looms. It's like she's trying to beat back the clouds with a whip. I just had a vision in my head of using a whip to clear smoke. We know that doesn't work. This calls for a different approach. And in this cloud card, I don't know if you can see it, the cloud is in the formation of a dragon that's blowing smoke this way. So the dragon is blowing smoke at this difficulty, right into the faces of the mice and the birds that are displaying this anxiety. It's almost like the dragon has come in to blow that anxiety away, to clear the tension. I feel like the cloud card is revealing with the smoke here on the left side what it is that needs to be cleared up to be able to make a decision here. So let's see what happens when we clarify the ring. The ring being either a formal commitment, as into her line of work, or the closure of a cycle. Let's see what we get. The letter. The clover. And the heart. The ring and the letter go together because both of these cards signify a formal commitment or contract of some sort. This is formal paperwork here. These are not adaptable energies here. These are more rigid energies. It's like when you're married and you have a marriage certificate. Or it's like when you have a formal commitment with an institution and you have to deal with paperwork. The querent is asking for advice on a business matter, so I am inclined to see this letter as the paperwork. This is the paperwork that she has to deal with in her business. And it's right here next to the black smoke. This is the root cause of her internal agitation. And it's in line with the agitation that is depicted in these owls and these mice here as well. The clover card has dual meanings. It is both good luck and it is something that is temporary or happening soon. So there is some paperwork that she is likely dealing with that is imminent. This is an immediate concern. This paperwork here, this formal paperwork here is of immediate concern, and it has to do with a partnership, just like the ring is up here. It's a formal partnership up here. And then down here, we also have a partnership with the man and the woman in the heart card. And with the ship next to the heart, this is a long-term partnership. The gentleman card has not shown up yet, but it's almost like the marriage has this paperwork coming between it. But with the clover card here, it does not feel dire. It just feels like that this is something that my client doesn't grapple with alone. She grapples with it in partnership with her mate, most likely. What do we do? As opposed to what do I do? It's what do we do collectively? But a decision needs to be made soon here. This feels imminent. A decision about which way to go needs to be made soon. There is this cloud looming over this paperwork. This is not good paperwork. This is negative paperwork. Okay, this is IRS energy. This is definitely IRS energy here. I don't have the Tower card. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out. So let me just pull this last row of clarifiers so we can get the full picture here. I love to see the Sun card come out. That is fantastic. Most positive card in the deck. And it's sitting on top of the coffin. The last card being the Sith. Very interesting. So first let me say that this passion that my client has for her work, the integrity with which she does her work, and the values that she upholds in that work is a good thing. It's under the sun. The light is shining on that work. It is good work. The coffin here is about endings, closure, transformation. The way that she is doing this work has to change. I got that feeling when I pulled the ring up here because the ring also can represent closure. And down here below, the coffin, we have the Sith, which is also something that is very decisive. This is a decisive ending. Going across here, it feels like the way that her business is outward facing and she serves the public on a daily basis needs to change. And it needs to change soon. A decision needs to be made. This tells me that her business model is no longer serving her. And this Sith down here, pointing towards the heart, this is a relationship, a matter of the heart. This is about severing a long-term relationship. This is about severing a long-term relationship here. That's another ending. And this relationship that needs to be severed has to do with the structure. It's almost like the internal structure. So the way that she is thinking about how she should structure her business. If she is thinking about structuring her business in a way that severs a long-term relationship, then this is a confirmation on this bottom row of that. I feel like she knows this. And also she knows that her business model needs to change. And this anxiety, this chatter, the anxiety and tension, the dis-ease that she is dealing with here is being illuminated, because this paperwork is forcing her to decide if this is worth it. She's wondering, perhaps, is the work that she is doing worth it for the headaches that she has to deal with on the paperwork side, on the business side? So the question would probably be how to deliver her service in a way that is not so daunting when it comes to the administrative side of the business. The administrative side of the business continues to kick up tension, conflict. She is in conflict with the formal nature of this work for a very long time. If we look at the corners, this has been a difficulty and an agitation for a long time, an internal struggle. Something needs to change about the way that she's thinking about structuring the business. This reading is highlighting the need for change here. So there's if she's thinking about making a change, definitively making a change, then this reading is confirmation of that. This is a change for the better, but she has to choose it. It's like she has to choose to change. Because I'm looking at the path card and I'm thinking, okay, well, what are the choices here? And I'm looking at the surrounding cards, and there's no choices that are being offered around this card. So that lets me know that the choice is about a decision to change. Enough is enough is what this reading is encouraging her to become aware of. When is enough enough? Going round and round is not serving her. Even with the ring card here, which is around, it's going round and round. This agitation over this paperwork. So let's look at this Lily card, okay? This is what she is striving for, to be in positive alignment with her values and truth. So this is diminished when it comes to being public facing. Something about the public external facing is what is causing the weakness. I'm thinking, this makes me think versus private versus some other structure. Right now, I believe she has more of a corporate structure, and that's what this kind of feels like here. This corporate structure has a weakness in the middle where her values lie. This corporate structure is not in alignment with how she serves. That's interesting. it's like, it's almost like there's, so, these owls can be a lot of back and forth, a lot of chatter. It's like, it's kind of a negative card, honestly. It's like I said, it's anxiety as well, but it's like drama, you know, it's like there's drama here between the difficulty and the corporate structure. The blockage or the difficulty here is plagued with drama because of the uh, public nature of the business. The moon card, when I pull that, also it can mean promotion. So it's like promoting her business as a public corporation involves a lot of back and forth, a lot of difficult back and forth, low vibe conversations, low vibe conversations, back and forth that only serve to further delay and block the essence of her work, which is the well-being of humanity. So I would say this corporate structure is at the root of the issue here. I'm going to point out one of the things about reading cards is what didn't come out. I don't see the tower. I don't see the patriarchal system with the bear. I don't see the book. There's not anything that we don't know. I don't see the government here. The authorities. The money card didn't come out. There's nothing in this reading about the money. There's no trickery involved. How much of this is self-imposed? What's real and what's not? What does she actually have to do? And what does she think she has to do? Because society made her think she had to do it. The paperwork is ambiguous here. The paperwork is honestly ambiguous. I don't see it as the big issue. I really don't. It's like, stop. Kill it. This blockage is going to be removed. Look, there's the mice remove the mountain. The blockage is removed, and that's going to bring closure to this relationship where the paperwork is involved. And the tree is something that happens over a long period of time, so it could be patience. The way she gets through this is with patience. Slowly but surely, this blockage will be removed. There's a lot of fuss being kicked up over this blockage. Externally, this feels like she's not the only one that is grappling with this, operating a high vibe business in an old patriarchal system where the government is all up in your business, using paperwork to bog you down. Meanwhile, you want to be focused on serving the people. You're not the only one that is dealing with this. This is an external issue. This is a public issue that a lot of people are dealing with. I mean, the weakness is going to be removed. The paperwork is going to be removed. We have the sun card right here. There is a relationship that is being severed. There is a long-term relationship that is being severed. The relationship potentially being the corporate structure, separating herself from the corporate structure of the business. I feel like we need to think outside of the box here. What are some other ways that businesses can be structured as the patriarchal systems continue to crumble? We have to transform the way we do business. This might be bigger than us right now. The light is shining on the work. The work needs to continue, without a doubt. And change will inevitably come. And it could come all of a sudden. This is a very decisive card here. Sudden closure. It's almost like there could be an external event that happens to where it's not about her making the decision, but more about reacting to the external situation that leads to the closure. I don't see the cross card here. Normally I see the cross card if it's a matter of fate, karma. This almost feels like wedded to drama here. It's like confusion that is unnecessary. To what extent is your mindset that is not clear contributing to this conflict? There's a lot of mental energy up here. The heart is all the way down here. You know, the way that we heal matters, we drop into the heart space. This is like follow your heart. Not in what way is she not following her heart? Because there's too much focus on the paperwork and the formalities. I would ask, what is the worst case scenario? To just let it ride for a bit. When I said she has to change, decide to change here, change your mindset about what's going on. Change your mind about what's going on. These conversations that she is having about this business that don't feel good, reflect on those conversations and how they may be contributing to this difficulty. The sun is shining behind the mountain. This mountain can be removed because the sun is right here doing that. Mountain also represents delay. You know, this almost feels like a stagnant energy because the tree grows over time. The mountain is there permanently. You know, this feels like a stagnation that is weakening with regard to the work structure. There's a stagnation here. It's almost like any change would be a good change, any change. The big deal is deciding to make a change. It's the need to change that's the focal point here. And I don't think it means to tweak around the edges with this sit here. This is a definitive change. What does the heart say? I keep going back to this paperwork here because it's sandwiched between this negativity and this positivity. It's like a never-ending cycle. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And it goes round and round. There's a change coming in that's going to set this on a positive course. I feel like there's an external change that's going to happen. If we look at this card as a romantic relationship, my client is married. And if we look at this card as her relationship and we look at this card as her home and we see the site that's separating them from the home, that's an example of something that could remedy everything. Is there something about the home that is coming to an end that will force changes with the way that she is serving others? Whatever's going on with the home is next to the moon. It's not bad. It may not feel good, but the home is elevated by the moon card here. And this is a long-term relationship. This feels like this could be also marriage. These cards have multiple meanings, especially when you take into account the surrounding cards. Something could be coming in to separate you from your home. You could say the same thing with the coffin here. The job, the external facing job ends, but it's a good thing that sets you on a different path. So I would just say be on the lookout, bide your time, be patient, be ready to shift, change your mindset, be nimble. The mice is weakening the anchor here. So the home is not stable, the personal living situation. And the two seem intertwined anyway, work and home, but it's weakening. And it has been for a long time. Or the vitality of the work-home situation is weakening over time. This is the work career card, this anchor. So you look at the cards just surrounding her work here, right? You got drama, you got weakness, you got endings. But the sun card says it's a good thing, and so does the moon card. This back and forth about work is going to come to an end. This reading almost seems to reflect what her internal emotions are around this whole thing. It's just a lot of confusion, back and forth, agitation, frustration. That's the word I've been looking for the whole time. There's a whole lot of frustration here. And I don't want to rule out, her marriage in this column. It seems like her relationship is also playing a role here. I would consider what does her partner have to say about the matter and weigh that very heavily, just as an aside. Okay, I'm going to pull oracle cards here. I'm going to pull one card for this side of the reading on the left side of the lily. Then I'll pull one card for the lilies column, and then I'll pull one card for these two columns to the right of the lily using the Prism Oracle. Okay, so we pulled intuition, sweetness, and cleanse. Intuition lines up with the fact that the moon card is here, so this could be a indicator or reminder to follow your gut, follow your intuition on this matter. If you have been getting any spiritual downloads or hits on what you should do or what you should not do, you need to follow that. Don't resist it. What resonates? This sweetness card says to me that the work that you are doing is the sweet spot. Anything that is standing in the way of you doing your positive work for the well-being of the collective in alignment with your morals and integrity, honesty and truth, it has to go. Anything that is disrupting the sweetness and the passion with which you deliver your services is not in alignment. The cleanse card over here makes me think of all the mental energy that I was picking up on. There is a need to cleanse the mind and the way that you are thinking about this problem. How much of it is real? How much of it is self-imposed? How much of it is in alignment with the programming that we are under from the patriarchal system about what we must do? What is it that we absolutely must do? And is that real? How much of that is real? There's a need to cleanse and purify the thinking process around this. I'm going to read from the book on these three cards. When you pull purple cards in a reading, it most likely signals that you're in a process of creating a deeper relationship with your intuition, higher self, and higher source. And that is the energy you need to embrace. And remember to stay grounded and in touch with your body too. Intuition is an inner knowing that we all possess. Society encourages us to ignore the deep knowledge that sits within us and ask us to use intellect instead. But sometimes intellect alone can't guide you where you need to go. The more you pay attention to your intuition, the stronger it becomes. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Where is it guiding you? Okay, on the sweetness card, the pink, a common theme among the pink cards in this deck is tenderness and love, either for yourself or another. It's really about approaching things with a sense of gentleness and sensitivity. The sweetness card. This card is a signal to savor the sweet moments in life and to remember them when things get rough. The small things in life are often the sweetest, but they easily go unnoticed. Sweetness is always there if you look for it. On to the blue card now. When blue cards come up in a reading, it's a signal to honor the preciousness of this transitional time. Blue asks you to surrender to the flow of the current, to foster a deeper sense of trust within yourself, to accept that as with all things in life, your current situation will change. You pulled the cleanse card. Let's read that. Cleansing is a beautiful way to show love and appreciation for yourself, your belongings, and your space. It's wiping away the dust and grime to reveal shine underneath, bringing a sense of calm, ease, and clarity. When this card comes up, ask yourself, what could use a little extra cleaning? How can you give yourself or your space a little extra love? That's interesting because I just want to say, with the whip next to the cloud, going back to me saying, when you try to use a whip to clear out the clouds, it's not as effective. I was picking up perhaps on the need to clean up your space. If there's anything about your business that has been lingering, think of it as low-hanging fruit. Are there any low-hanging fruit that you can tackle for the moment in the spirit of cleaning up your space to help clarify your mind and the way that you're thinking about your business? Give your business a little love. Maybe focus on that instead of the problems with the administration of the business. Increase your focus on the love that you pour into your business. And maybe that is the key to changing your mindset around how you administer the business. That might also bring you back into full alignment with your passion with the lily card. Focus on the lily, not on the drama. Not on the drama here. Externally, they want us focused on things that take us and separate us from our passion, from our heart center. Focus instead on the heart center. Focus on the work itself, the beauty of the service that you provide, and who you are as a practitioner of that service. Take some time to focus just on that for a while with love and grace. And then check in with yourself and see where you are on the matter. And we'll talk soon, of course. For those others of you who have hung in there this long to listen to this reading for my client, thank you for your time and your attention and your interest in this video. If you like the way that I'm doing readings and would like one for yourself, just shoot me an email. violetflameconsults@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to accommodate your needs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my page, and leave a comment to let me know how this resonates with you. Have a blissful day, and peace be with you. Ashe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know how these messages are resonating for you in the comment section. If you would like a personal reading, never hesitate to email me at violetflameconsults@gmail.com. I'll be happy to accommodate your needs as well as your budget. Thanks again for stopping by.